Gotham, a crazy podcast about DC, with your host E-Rock and PD. When we speak up, get your geeks up, cause you know you about to get geeked up. So sit back, relax, and get comfy. Lose your mind like Solomon Grundy, and listen to a show that won't be forgotten, coming straight out of Gotham.
And hello, everybody out in the DC universe. Welcome to another episode of oh, geez, I did it again. Episode of Straight Outta Gotham, episode 50, part 2, or redo. We are a fandom pop culture podcast and a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Make sure you check out all the other great shows on the network by heading on over to BatmanPodcastNetwork.com. There is literally a buffet of fanboy entertainment waiting your ears. I'm your co-host from the other side of the Hudson River, senior contributor to Batman on Film. I am Peter R. Vera, and today we're recording on September 17th, 2021. As always, I have a great show for you today, but before I get into the good stuff, I'd like to remind you, all of our faithful listeners, if you take the time to rate and review our show on iTunes or Apple Podcasts, we will possibly send you a prize pack because you entered in our monthly contest. So you got to be in it to win it. Make sure you do that. Now let me introduce you to my partner in crime, the defending Cedar Point Lumberjack champion, a fellow Batman on Film contributor. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Eric Holzman.
Hello, Pete. How are you?
How you doing there, champ?
I'm okay. Sore from all the...
How's the shoulder?
Yes. Well, both of them are kind of sore now. But
did your switch hit? Yeah.
That chopping wood, man, is not easy to do. Okay.
No,
it's not easy, and
I've tried it before. it's not as easy as it looks.
And when you're being timed, and then you have to face somebody, it's even harder. So, but it's the time of year for it. It's the fall, and that's when we do this stuff. The fall is when we do all.
Did you wear flannel?
Not in this, because it's like it's still
black lumberjack.
It's still a little warm, so no flannel.
Mm-hmm.
Yet you kind of just wear a short sleeve shirt and show off the guns if you have them.
What you do?
Mine are suspects.
You've been working out.
I have been working out, yes. So the guns are coming back, I guess. I'm doing it opposite. They say sun's out, guns out. I guess I'm doing it the other way because we're going into shirt and sweater wearing season.
Snow's out, guns out.
Right? Yeah, so we're going the other way. So, yeah, but I like this time of year. Fall is my favorite season, so
it's a good one.
Yeah, for me, especially, I'm a big football fan, so football starts, and baseball, you have the
Shipyard ships out their Pumpkinhead beer. That's one of my favorite seasonal beers.
Exactly. Pumpkin beer's out now, and pumpkin everything, if you like pumpkin.
I know Reno's been up on the pumpkin spice lattes.
Yes, he was very they started earlier and earlier, and I try and wait until at least September, the beginning of September, to say, okay, I'll have something pumpkin now.
I think in Canada, fall starts in August.
Might be a little cooler up there, so it's possible. It's very possible.
Reno is very concerned. It's been a while since the last time we did a show. Reno thought we broke up.
Well, it's weird. I saw that post. He did that on the milk carton. It was very, very clever. So good job. No, as Pete said, this is a redo of episode 50. Our original episode 50 had a contributor, or not a contributor, but a fan. His name is Eric Carter. He also is the most recent winner of our contest, so congratulations to him. But we recorded, and during the recording, I noticed there was a little bit of latency in his coming from his side. I should have stopped the recording. I didn't.
For all you gamers out there, it's called lag.
Yeah. So I didn't. It's my fault, and I tried to save the recording. I worked on it for a while. I couldn't get it to line up perfectly enough so that it sounded like we were talking in a normal conversational format. So then we decided to re-record, and then Pete's been working a little bit more, so we've been trying to work around our schedules, and we finally got the time now to record.
And if you listen to the Batman Book Club, all complaints get emailed to finale33@ericholzman.com. So, that doesn't change. If you got an issue, just make sure Eric knows about it.
Yes, I am the holder of the Zencaster that we use to record. So any problems, they always get directed to me. So it's just shoot them my way, and I'll try and work them out on my end. But yeah, so that's why we haven't recorded in a while, guys. Everything's fine. We don't hate each other, and everything's fine.
Well, we do. We just not publicly.
We have words from time to time.
There's no Yoko.
But
no.
just like any collaboration, we have words at times, but it's nothing is that serious, so it's no big deal. But we're back. So we're doing episode 50 now. Eric could not join us again this time, so hopefully we get him on again another time to help to give his insight, because he had some really good things to say on the other one. He was very appreciative of us, and he spoke of us very nicely. So it would have been nice for you guys to hear that.
We just got to get Eric back on the show.
Yeah, we just got to get him back on. So we'll do that eventually, and we'll get him back. But as always, we have a action-packed, jam-packed show for you guys. I'm trying to think if we have any other housekeeping to do. I don't think so. So I think that's about it. So we'll get started with the rundown. And like I said, we have a bunch of cool topics to discuss with you. And we're going to start with, we have a new suit for Aquaman. Jason Momoa recently on his Instagram account released two pictures from the set of Aquaman. What's it thrown on?
Aquaman 2, as far as I'm concerned.
Kingdom Come, I think.
Not Kingdom. I don't know. Aquaman 2.
Aquaman 2. Yeah, he released two photos, and one was the orange and green one, the famous one, and the other one was
orange. It looked more gold in this movie, right?
Well, it looked orange in the first one.
I would know that. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
Yes, that's it. Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom. Sorry. Yeah, so he has the original one with the like I said, the original suit,
the traditional Aquaman.
The traditional Aquaman suit, and then a different one which is blue and kind of copper. And apparently, this costume was made popular in 1986, where there was a miniseries. Neil Posner did it,
illustrated by Craig Hamilton.
Yes, and there was the story is that Aquaman and Mera were living in Florida. They got called to Atlantis to deal with a violent and mystical conflict. And basically this suit was for him to be better camouflaged in the water. So like people couldn't see him and stuff in the water. So if you guys haven't seen the picture, you could check it out. But Pete, what do you think of the blue suit?
I'm a huge fan of the Aquaman blue suit. I own Volume 2 of Aquaman. It's only 4 issues. It's a lot of fun. I really dig it. And I remember I was always intrigued because it's kind of hard to track down. There's not a whole lot of Aquaman stuff out there on the secondary market because a lot of people hold it near and dear to their hearts. So the older Aquaman stuff is hard to find. So and just the fact that this is like blue and wavy is very interesting to me. So like I've always been a fan of it. And it appeared, obviously, Aquaman Volume 2, it appeared in 2 issues of Peter David's Aquaman, which I believe is Aquaman Volume 5, issues 13 and 14. It was worn by the antagonist, Thanatos. I don't know how to say it's Thanatos. He's the antagonist. It recently just appeared in Aquaman's 80th anniversary issue in a story by one of my favorite writers now, Stephanie Phillips. So it's kind of made a little bit of a comeback, but I'm pumped for it. I think it's really cool. I know it's probably an action figure driven thing, right? They do say it's for stealth reasons, and it does kind of fit in with the origin of the suit. But like, I just like again, I'm glad they took the time to say this is what it does. It's not like it's the black suit in Zack Snyder's Justice League, which just appears out of nowhere. And it may have more in line with Wonder Woman's Eagle armor in '84. Where it just kind of, brief explanation and it's there. But I'm happy there's a reason for it, and I'm happy it's finally getting the live action treatment. We're just getting the fact that, Aquaman's getting a sequel is still amazing in its own right. And the fact that they're putting him in the blue suit for however long he's in the movie, that suit's in the movie. It's all cool to me. Like I look forward to getting the action figure. I love me some Momoa, shirt or no shirt. So, just bring it on. I can't wait. I'm pumped for this movie. And to be honest, I'm even more excited because I just watched Malignant like 2 days ago with my brother. And dude, wow, that was nuts. Like I was like, James Wan, you are a freaking genius, bro. So I'm just, I hope to God, Juan stays in. I know he says this is his last Aquaman film, but shout out to Nico Caruso. Like after watching *Malignant*, I want Juan to direct a Deadman movie. So I hope.
I have to see that. I haven't watched it yet, but it's on HBO Max, so maybe I'll give it a watch later. I still have to watch Malignant. I remember seeing the trailer, though, and I did like what I saw. So do you think that because they're using the suit, he'll pull from those storylines that you mentioned? Anything from those storylines for the film?
I'm not sure because I don't really know the whole premise of what Aquaman 2 is about. Right. So I have to, they haven't really told us a whole lot, really.
You're right.
So I'm waiting for a trailer, and then I guess we'll compare and we'll see. But, that's just to be determined.
And I wonder if it's going to be a separate suit or if it'll be like some kind of tech where it just changes. I don't know. It's obviously a separate suit where he's wearing it here, so there's two separate ones. But I'm just wondering how they're gonna do it. All right, so moving right along, we got another little bit of information about another film that's coming out at the end of the year, and then a little bit about a film that's coming out beginning of next year. I'm talking about Spider-Man No Way Home, and then Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is coming out in 2022. Mm-hmm. So there was an article in Variety featuring Benedict Cumberbatch, and he talked about a bunch of different things, but one of the things he talked about was Spider-Man. And we had seen, obviously, which we're going to talk about later, the trailer. We saw the trailer came out for it, so we're going to talk about the trailer a little bit later. So we've seen a little bit now of what his role is in the film. But the article focuses not only on Spider-Man, but other things he's doing. He's a very busy man this year. Yeah, 4 movies. Yes, 4 movies. Got Oscar buzz for some of them. So he's very, very busy and getting a lot of accolades. But being this is a show that we, comic-based show, we're going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home. And he says he believes it's the most ambitious standalone superhero film ever made. And then said, of course, until Doctor Strange 2 comes out. So knowing that, Pete, and knowing what we've seen now at the trailer, you don't have to get into the trailer, but you can just formulate this into your answer. What do you think about him saying that kind of a comment? That's a very strong comment.
It's bold, man, because it's, Spider-Man No Way Home looks like the most ambitious comic book movie we've ever seen, right? You can even make the game. You can make the argument we saw that in Endgame, right? Mm-hmm. But Spider-Man seems to kind of even take destructing the multiverse even further. It's impressive because I'm man, what is, because as someone who isn't a big fan of the first Doctor Strange movie, really, I'm really interested, and I've really warmed up to this whole Spider-Man Doctor Strange movie in No Way Home. I'm interested to see what they want to do. And a lot of my interest in Multiverse of Madness comes from Sam Raimi, and he's a horror director. And I was like, this seems really perfect for the mystical elements of Doctor Strange. So, I think it's cool. I'm really excited and I'm really interested. And as time goes on, I'm finding myself getting really hyped for Spider-Man No Way Home. So, and then this will lead right into it. I think they're the next 2 MCU films, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
So, you could almost look at them as a part 1 and a part 2, because there's always rumors. Everyone always everyone's thinking that Toby's going to show up in one of these 2 movies,
right?
With the Raimi attachment and stuff. So, that, as far as I know, that's all fan speculation, but that's the best part. But the fact that he's all about saying this movie's better than the last one. And it's kind of he's got a lot of balls, man. And I really hope he's right. Cause if they can just keep topping themselves, then we win as fans. So I'm all for it.
Right. When he was cast as Doctor Strange, it was one of those times I was like, yeah, that's a very, very good choice. He fits the look of the character. Yep. He's very much
great actor.
Right. He's a great actor. So that was when he first, and I liked the first film a lot. I didn't the first time I watched it, but upon watches afterwards, I've really, really grown to love the film.
I've got to give it another viewing. I haven't seen it since theaters, so I do need to give it a rewatch before.
So the end where people complain, I agree with. Dormammu was not the way they did that. I didn't love that. That wasn't the greatest thing.
That's not my complaint at all. It's just that whole just magic carpet jacket cape thing really bothered me. The whole Aladdin aspect. So.
Have you seen What If? Have you seen What If yet?
I liked that What If more than I liked the movie. I thought that What If episode was fantastic. My favorite What If is still the Captain Carter episode, but I think the best one, I'm a week behind, but the best one from what I've seen is the Doctor Strange one. I think that's the best one overall, yeah.
Yeah, there's the one after that. I haven't watched this week's, but the one after that.
I watched Zombies.
Yeah, you watched Zombies?
I did.
Yeah, so you saw the cape, the flying cape there too was in that one as well.
Yeah.
So the flying cape has a very very defined role now in this universe. It seems like, but
more defined than Uncle Ben.
Yeah, but that's another bit of news we got. So
yeah, I'm glad Uncle Ben finally got a name drop in an alternate universe in a cartoon.
Yeah, but hey, he's there.
It happened.
It happened. So there you go.
No longer just initials on a suitcase.
Yep, no longer just initials on the briefcase or whatever that was. It's officially he was there. So I don't know if they did that on purpose to appease people or whatever, but
I think Feige did it to make me mad. Me and Kev go way back, so I just
so I don't know, but yeah, this comment when I read it, I was like, okay. I agree with him. Obviously, with all the information we've heard about No Way Home. And then again, seeing the trailer, which again we'll break down later, it definitely does lend to what he's saying. Like, yeah, it definitely seems like this is going to be something that's crazy and outrageous, and we're all going to be floored by. And as we know with DC too, them doing multiverse stuff, like I feel like this is going to be now the year. Truncated, but I guess fiscal year of the multiverse. And
they've both been dabbling in the multiverse for a long time. The Flash on the CW has been involved. Their crossover episodes, they had a specific crossover called Elseworlds. The MCU now is real with Endgame and Infinity War. Really took that leap forward, and now What If. So this is no longer like a fanboy thing. This is it. Like no one is really concerned anymore about the GA getting confused. In fact, the GA may just be vanishing altogether, and we're just going to be one big audience. So I'm serious because they're being so exposed to everything that we've known for so long now that and I know the Crusoes are going to be fond of this because they hate the general audience term. It's going to be fascinating to watch and just see how everyone adapts to, because we're going to get 4 Batman. We're getting 3 Batmans.
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy. Never did I think we'd get to this point in comic book movies. Cause and I'm a guy who likes my solo films. So like team ups aren't my thing. And, but as long as the movie is entertaining and I'm into it, like, all right, go on and do it.
Yeah. Like I said, I just like good movies, no matter how they're told. So, and with this content, all the content we're getting, the multiverse stuff, it's going to bring different eyes to it because it's different now. Like they're doing something. They're not just telling a straight linear story. They're doing something that's different and strange. So we'll see what happens in Doctor Strange too as well. When he said that part, now I'm even more interested. Like, okay, if No Way Home is going to be this crazy movie, what are they doing in the multiverse of madness?
It's interesting because they put multiverse right in the name of the movie.
Yep.
And you're kind of wondering, like, with everything we've been teased about No Way Home, why didn't they find a way to put that in that movie? And so I'm just curious. Like, we'll find out everything soon enough. But I like the speculating game.
Yeah, me too. Like that, it opens just a lot of possibilities in your mind of what Marvel hasn't done yet, where they could possibly go with the characters. What's the future for SpiderMan after this? Again, as far as we know, this was the last film that Sony was loaning Tom Holland and Spider-Man to. That was the last part of the agreement that we heard.
No, they're greedy, man. I'm telling you,
they
want Spider-Man to face off against Carnage and Venom, dude. I'm telling you, that movie's gonna end on a cliffhanger. There's no way we all know there's no way that's gonna have a victor.
Well, that's coming out soon.
Right? And I know you're pumped for that. I'm pumped for it. I know you're pumped for it.
I'll watch it. Let's say that. I'll go in with an open mind. I'm not looking forward to it.
There were some early fan reactions that hit Twitter that were pretty positive. They had a screening.
That's true.
If I gotta believe that kid who's raving about the Batman, no one else has come forward and saying that these Venom screenings have been trash. But again, like, BVS got a standing ovation by one of those executives. Remember that one? So
yeah,
I don't know who to believe anymore.
I don't either, man. Again, but it's just exciting stuff. Like I brought up the DC stuff that wasn't part of the article, but again, because we're having multiverse in Marvel, we're having it in DC, and my hope is that they're both done well, that we don't have this backbiting and bickering amongst the fans.
That'll never stop.
I know it'll never stop, but my hope is that it's just not too much of it. Like we have that people just enjoy both of them and they can say that.
No one's happy. Just look at Justin Kowalski's Twitter feed.
Yeah, man.
I haven't heard Justin talk about a thing he's liked in like a month and a half.
Yeah, it's been a while. And I mean, the latest thing is Batman 89, and I actually commented on Twitter about it. I responded to his tweet.
I've been fighting Justin on Twitter. I've been fighting Justin on like Real Fans for Real Comic Books. I've been fighting him in text threads privately. I got him in a thread with me and Nico. Like we're just going at it.
So yeah, we love you, Justin. We love you. Just
sometimes.
Just recently, man. I don't know. There's got to be a little bit more joy. Just enjoy these things. We have all this content. It's good stuff. Just be happy about it.
Even Supergirl.
No, not Supergirl.
Okay, like Negative Nancy over here.
No, not. Well, are we talking about the show?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
I got to admit, the last episode was rough. I was like, man, I feel like Eric right now. I'm not enjoying this.
It's okay. You could just be honest with your feelings. It's fine.
I always am.
You don't have to love all of them.
No, but I got to say, you and the Cruisers got me to change my tune on Titans. I'm really digging Titans. Thank
you. Which I have to write my review, but you just reminded me because I haven't yet. But
slacker.
But yeah. The latest episode is very good too. I don't know if you've seen it yet, but it's very good.
I'm a week behind on TV. I got to get caught up. I mean, I gotta watch both versions of Spider-Man 3 for WAP Spidey.
Oh, I've seen both of those actually.
I just bought it on Apple iTunes because they had the editor's cut, and I didn't want to wait for Amazon to ship it.
It's not that much different.
I'm sure, but I've never seen it, and I'm very intrigued. And I don't think that movie is abysmal. So.
No, I don't think there's some parts of it that are very, very eye-rolling, but I think the problem with that one is the same issue I had with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. Is just they tried to put too much into it. Yeah, Avi, exactly. But they just tried to put too much into it. Like I think they should have just been a little bit more reserved. And
I agree. But there's two separate movies in there that could make one.
Right. You could split up the stories and have two movies on their own, and I don't think it would hurt the film. So, but you did mention Supergirl, so. Switching to DC now, there's going to be a new Batman show for kids called Bat Wheels, and Ethan Hawke is going to be voicing Batman. So, what do you think about Ethan Hawke voicing Batman? I
think that's going to be really interesting. To be honest, and it's funny because he might be the biggest name on this attached to the show, but he's not. The show isn't about him, so it's interesting to see what his role is going to be because it's about the vehicles. Yeah, and there's an article on comicbook.com about this, and they got a picture of all the vehicles. You've got Robin's Redbird, you got the Batmobile. The Batmobile is called Bam. Robin's Redbird is called Redbird. Batgirl's motorcycle is called BB. There's a monster truck that looks like the Batmobeast from Death Metal. It's called Buff. The Batwing is called Batwing, and then the Batcomputer is the Batcomputer. So they've got a cool little arsenal there. And this looks kind of like Cars to me.
I was just going to say that. Yes.
It has that like style of animation. And you've got Batman, you've got Duke Thomas as Robin, and I'm assuming this is Barbara Gordon as Batgirl. I can't tell because she's wearing a motorcycle helmet. But it's an interesting just design of the characters. Like this looks like kind of like a bulky Frank Miller Batman, and Duke Thomas was never really officially Robin. He was a member of We Are Robin, and then he became the Signal. So it's interesting to see Duke don the mantle of Boy Wonder. And I will say I'm kind of a little bummed out there's not a little bit more Yvonne Craig in this Bat cycle than I would have wanted. But I love the Anton First design to the Batmobile. I love the Redbird back from the Tim Drake series in the 90s. This doesn't look like the Redbird from Batman and Robin. It's a card on a motorcycle. And the Batwing's cool, and so is this monster truck. So I'm all for it. Like, I will definitely check out a couple of these episodes just for fun. No, I will, because I've checked out those Lego kids movies on HBO Max. Like, I think that Flash movie is really awesome, by the way. That's a pretty fun tale. So, it's cool for background noise. I'm sure Garrett will watch this with his kids. I'm sure,
especially his youngest. His youngest is very young, so this would be good for. It said it's made for preschool age kids, so this would be good for him. But yeah, the Batman, the animation of the drawing of the Batman that's here, he looks big but kind of fat. not so much muscular, but a
He
little
looks like
round.
that Frank Miller Batman.
Yeah, a little. Yeah, he does. He looks closer to the Frank Miller Batman. But again, for kids, this is perfect animation. I really like that. I love, like you said, the cars. It looks like cars. They all have, each of the vehicles have eyes on them, just like they do in cars, and just a really, really cool concept. And I love this stuff, man. This is
going to be like Look Who's Talking, where like the parents don't know the kids can talk to each other? Like, I'm kind of like interested in it. Like,
yeah.
It seems just like a cool concept. I'm just fascinated to find out what they do with it. So like, I'm all for it. And just give me another reason to buy another Batmobile. I'm sure there's going to be an action figure here.
I don't know, and it's weird. I don't know any of these other actors who are voicing these. The only one I've heard of is Ethan Hawke.
And do you if you're a studio, do you cast Ethan Hawke with the hopes that the parents watch the show because they know who he is? Because the kids don't. Like, is that kind of like the angle? Because otherwise, like, why bring in someone as popular and probably as expensive as Ethan Hawke?
I think there's probably something to that. They know, especially fathers, right? Us, if I had kids or if you had kids or our friends who do have kids, they know who Ethan Hawke is. So they might put that two and two together and be like, oh, there's this new show about kids with Ethan Hawke in it. I'm going to give it a watch. And then they'll watch it with their kids. And
I'm sure Haas's daughter is going to love this.
Oh, yeah. She seems to love everything Batman. He did a good job. He did a good job with her. So, this is going to be fun, though. I could honestly see this being good, and I could even see it, if it's successful as a show, being made into a movie, kind of like they did with Paw Patrol recently. I can definitely see them doing a feature with this if it does well, because it really is an awesome concept. And like you said, it's very similar to Cars, and we know that worked. So it'd be really, really cool to see all of that together.
So Bat Wheels, I'm all in. I want to check it out.
Yeah, I'll definitely give it a watch. I have a new great nephew now that a couple years will be into start watching this stuff. So, and
it's like a cool backdoor way to kind of introduce your kids to like Batman '89, because you could be like, well, here's the Batmobile from Bat Wheels. Like, right. It looks like that design. It's very similar.
And I'm going to come back to that topic later because we're going to be talking about Batman Day. So I'll come back to what you just said later about introductions to Batman, because it's been something that actually Bill put up, and I want to talk about it. So we'll go there. But
just stealing the EIC's ideas.
Hey, it was a good one. That's why I'll steal the good ones. So there's another article about something else coming out related to the Batman. This was in Deadline. It's reported that there's going to be a spin-off series centered around the Penguin. Now, Pete, I know you are a big fan of the Penguin.
Oh, yeah.
So, and when this was posted or this was mentioned, you were one of the first people I saw retweeting it, putting it out there, talking about it. So I'll let you run with this one first. What do you feel about this project, and what's your anticipation level for it, and whatever else you want to say?
I'm just really high on this project, especially if Colin Farrell is doing his, taking his role back for the show. I think it's great. They described it in Deadline as a Scarface type approach to the show, which is great because you're thinking like the rise, what is Scarface? The rise of Tony Montana, so the rise of Oswald Cobblepot throughout the Gotham underground, probably starting off as like a driver or something like that. And, I imagine it's going to be much better than that show I don't speak of that was on Fox. So, I imagine this is going to be more gangster oriented, really. My mind's racing with just mafioso type TV shows and stuff like that, and the police dramas that HBO has done so well, and that are now on HBO Max to watch on reruns. I'm ecstatic. J.J. Abrams has got a show on HBO Max with Madame Xanadu possibly. So like they're doing a lot of really cool stuff with a lot of cool characters. And if this is like another spinoff into the movie, like that's even better. Like this whole Batman universe that they're building under Matt Reeves's watch is just really interesting to me. That GCPD Arkham series, we once heard about a Catwoman TV show. So I'm all for it. And, I made the comparison on Twitter that it seems like Oswald to the Batman is what Peacemaker is to the Suicide Squad, right? Like Suicide Squad's going to get Peacemaker's getting a Suicide Squad spinoff, an 8-episode spinoff on HBO Max. We're going to talk about that in a bit. But Warner Brothers just seems really confident in Matt Reeves, and as they were confident in James Gunn, they greenlit that series before the movie came out.
Yep.
So this again, a second series by Matt Reeves in this universe, it just reeks of confidence of what they think the Batman is capable of under this man's guidance. So I'm all for it. Like I can't wait to watch. I don't know, Oswald do whatever. Like, and here's the thing: like, if they want Farrell to play a younger version of himself, I think he can do it because he doesn't look like Colin Farrell in any of these trailers or still images. No. I didn't recognize him until someone told me that's Colin Farrell. I was like, oh my god, that's amazing. So the makeup can work. Colin Farrell's a tremendous actor. I hope he's in it. And I'm excited. Like, it is weird though. I will say it's a weird approach to say, here's this, and this, and it's related to this movie that doesn't come out till next year. It is a weird way to go about it because we haven't seen, like, what if we don't like the Batman? What if the Batman tanks? I don't think it will because I don't think Matt Reeves has directed a bad movie to begin with. So I'm just like, all right. Again, I'm going to take this as a vote of confidence, and I'm very excited for it.
Yeah, I am too. This was something when I read, it does make me feel good about what the Batman is going to be if they're putting something else in development out of this universe. So that's a very good sign that obviously they, at least inside the studio, they feel very, very confident about this movie. Mm-hmm. And I like this version of the Penguin. So I really, really would like to see something like this. So for me, it's a home run. But they're they made it a point to say it's in very early stages of development. So this is one of those things where I hope it's not DC and Warner Brothers doing again, like, oh, this is coming out, and then eventually it doesn't. I hope this is something that happens.
They are notorious for that.
Yeah, so I hope this is something that does happen and come to fruition, because like you said, in the trailer for the Batman, and when you see Penguin, I had no idea it was Colin Farrell the first time I saw it. I had someone had to tell me that it was him. And if they're going to do an earlier version, you're right. He's a very thin guy. In real life, his normal character, he's a very thin kind of dude. So it'd be very, very easy to do a younger version. Then obviously as he gets older, he puts on weight and becomes the Penguin that we're going to see in the Batman. So yeah, this is in development. HBO Max didn't comment on it obviously yet. So
they never do.
Right. So you're kind of sitting there like, well, we'll see what's going to go on, but you're right. It's a very, very positive sign that at least what we're going to get in the theaters in March is going to be a very strong film.
I'd rather have them announce these projects than announce they're doing reshoots, because when they announce they're doing reshoots, I get nervous. I know reshoots are a normal part of the movie making process, but when reshoots get announced, I feel like it's a negative thing. When they just do reshoots and then you find out later, I feel like it's a little bit of a smoother road. But I'd rather hear about this than reshoots. I
kind of feel like when the reshoots are announced, it's just a journalist trying to be the first to the punch to say, oh, this movie has reshoots. And I'm not trying to, I know how the field is now and what you have to do to stay relevant. I get all that. But I kind of think when we hear those things, it's just them trying to get people to read their stuff and get clicks in. So I try not to read too far into it unless you hear they're doing reshoots and you've heard that there's problems in the production.
We've never heard that before.
So if you hear those two things, then you're kind of like, okay, there's something going on here. But again, that's what happened with Rogue One, and I wound up loving Rogue One. Rogue One is an excellent Star Wars movie.
I mean, you could either be Rogue One or you can be Fan Four Stick. So it's just it can go either way,
right? So, but yeah, I'm very, very positive. I'm very, very strong. I'm positive behind this Penguin project. I really, really hope we get it because, as you said. He's a great character. He's a complex character, and we've only had 2 versions of him. Well, 3 if you count Burgess Meredith. So we had 3 versions of him in live action, right? So that's,
and Burgess is probably the most beloved version of him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so it's been really that was a really, really cool story. I'm I'm hoping that this happens.
Oh, and don't forget, Matt Reeves is also producing an animated Batman show. So this guy has got his hands deep within Batman lore. So I don't think they would make this announcement if they think this guy's going to deliver us a shit movie. Let's be brutally honest.
No, I agree with you. The studios,
not just in reaction to that stupid tweet that went around from whatever dumb clickbait website was this afternoon. I don't feel obligated to give those people any airtime, but like I got to retweet something. I got my jet boots on today. Popped open a Miller Lite and was like, "Here we go, boys!" Pew, pew.
What if we not? I mean, it seems like a certain segment of fandom always tries to tell us things aren't going well with something they don't like. So
I don't necessarily think I'm drinking a little bit too much beer tonight. I don't necessarily think that this website is one of those. I just think they're trying to get a following or get some clicks.
So that's fine. But moving right along, sticking in DC, there obviously we know this was told to us about a year ago now, I think. Yeah, probably about a year ago, that we were getting a Peacemaker show on HBO Max. Then we heard that James Gunn was writing it while he was cutting and editing the Suicide Squad, which is crazy.
Busy during quarantine, bro.
Right, which is crazy for me to even think that someone could do that. But hey, this guy seems to be a genius when it comes to this stuff. So, so we got a first peek at it from Entertainment Weekly. There was an article last week, I think, that was give us a little first look at the Peacemaker show, and it's explained that it's premiering in January. It centers on Black Ops combating something catastrophic that's facing the planet. And it has Peacemaker, Harcourt, and Economics to team up with 3 new characters, Myrn, and Vigilante.
Mm-hmm. I'm familiar with Vigilante.
Oh, and Adebayo. Those are the 3. So, Pete, you're more versed in this stuff than me. Of those characters, do you know anyone but Vigilante? Do you know any of the other guys?
No, I don't.
Okay.
But Vigilante's pretty cool. He's kind of, last time I remember Vigilante popping up, it was in like Peter Tomasi's Nightwing run. But he's kind of, he is what he is. He's a vigilante. He's kind of, think of him as kind of like the Red Hood before the Red Hood really took off. Kind of like that. He's kind of putting out his own brand of justice. That makes me like, this guy kind of really works well with Peacemaker. I found out in the article, though, that James Gunn, it made it seem like James Gunn was kind of like, I killed Peacemaker, but then I really liked him, so that I found a way to bring him back and then had credit scene and made a TV show. And I was like, that's cool. It was like, because we all ended up really liking as much of a douche as he is in the movie. He's a cool character, right? Like, He's the character you love to hate.
Yes.
So I was like, man, that's an interesting fact. And then Gunn says, like, I make fun of directors all the time for killing guys off and bringing them back, but he's like, well, I did it, so whatever. So it's like, he can have a little fun at his own expense. But it's cool because you see the guy with the beard and the blonde chick from the Suicide Squad who were on Waller's team. Maybe Waller makes a cameo appearance. I don't know. But this seems to be really in tone with what we've seen in the Suicide Squad. So, he directed 5 episodes. He wrote all 8. So, I expect it to be very James Gunny. And I think it may be even a little bit more because this is on HBO Max and not a tentpole. It's not a theatrical release.
Right.
So I think this can be even edgier than what we've seen previously from Gunn.
Yeah, if you guys are trying to, like Pete just mentioned, if you've seen the movie and you're trying to associate who these other characters are, Economos is the guy, like Pete said, the heavy guy with the beard. That's him. Or Economos, I don't know if I'm saying his name right. And then Harcourt was the blonde girl who was also in Amanda Waller's.
They were in the headsets and they were guarding the squad.
Yeah, so if you're trying to put together who these characters are, there's a good picture of them in the article. So if you guys want to check that out on Entertainment Weekly, go right ahead. And Gunn also says in this that he's up for doing a second season. So obviously we haven't got the first one yet. And obviously it has to do well, but if it does, we could be getting more of Peacemaker, which I actually am shocked. I want because I'm not a big fan of John Cena as an actor, and this was a perfect role for him. So I don't know if it was Gunn being the director he is, getting it out of him, or this just being John Cena being the wrestler and like an extra douchey version of the wrestler John Cena that we know. That's
if you scroll around on Twitter, Gunn at one point says that Peacemaker is essentially Suicide Squad 2, and he would like to come back for Suicide Squad 3. So that's another cool piece of information. Like, he considers this series the sequel and not necessarily a spinoff. So I find that very interesting.
Hopefully we get more Waller in it then. That would be awesome.
I would imagine if the team, I would say Waller is got to be in this show in some capacity because their team is there, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like she sent them down there to see Cena's Peacemaker's body in the hospital. Right. Blah blah blah. I imagine she's in here. It may not be a hell of a whole lot, but I imagine she probably makes a cameo.
Yeah.
So I mean, how could you say no to Viola Davis? Come on, like we need more of her to begin with.
Yeah, that's always my thing with her, man. She could be in anything, and I would watch it. She's so good in every role. I've never seen her in a bad role, so I am totally looking forward to this show now, and I can't wait. Guys, check again. It's Entertainment Weekly. Check out the article if you haven't read it yet. Everything we just discussed is in there, and there's a nice little picture of them sitting at their table as well.
It's on our Twitter feed, the Straight Outta Gotham Twitter feed, and it's in both Facebook pages as well. So
you check it over there.
Scroll and find it. It's there.
All right, so now we're coming to the trailer portion of the show. We've gotten a lot of trailers in the past couple weeks, and a couple of them one of them was something I think we all were anticipating, but we'll do that one last. I'm talking about the Matrix 4. We'll do that one last. I'm going to start with Aquaman King of Atlantis because this might be the cutest thing I've seen in a while. So, Pete, what did you think of that? Apparently it's a kid show that they're doing. It's a kid show, but it says from the director of Aquaman. Like, has James Wan ever done anything for children? Like, let's just be brutally honest. I feel like the most kid-friendly thing he's ever done is Fast and Furious. There's a lot, like, I watched this and it doesn't even seem like a kid show. The animation is a little bit funky and it's not like my preferred style. But it kind of seems really hilarious, like mixture of like Teen Titans Go meets Brave and the Bold. Like it teeters that line of like humor for adults and children. I'm really interested to check this thing out. It's just, and I see a lot of people complaining, "Oh, this animation showed this. I don't like it. I'm not the target audience." Like you don't have to be the target audience for everything. That's especially now. Like we get so much stuff these days where you don't have to be the target audience. You have to really watch it. You know, there's more than enough content out there for you to watch whatever. You want serious stuff, there's serious stuff out there. You want more family friendly stuff, it's out there. Like, you know, like you could watch HBO Max or the CW. Like you have options. So I don't see anything wrong with this. I can't wait to check it out. The voice cast doesn't sound like the cast from the movie. I'm wondering if this is, because it says from the director of Aquaman, is this in the universe of his two movies? I don't know. Like it's, but I'm curious to find out. I mean, the beginning, the first part of it's awesome, where he's trying to sit in the throat and the throat is a seahorse, and he just slides into it.
Yeah, I think like I'll probably keep up with this more than Bat Wheels if we're talking about kid shows, but like again, the animation doesn't even bother me.
No, would
I prefer something that looked like Batman the Animated Series? Yeah, 100%. But like this, like as long as the show's entertaining, it's not going to.
Right, they're clearly going for a different vibe than what we're getting in the film. Obviously, this is going to be a little more humorous, just because of the way that like he has blue and yellow hair or green and yellow hair, however you want to look at it. Like he's very,
it's like sea foam.
Yeah, the characterizations of the characters. That's good job, Eric. Is definitely different than what we got on film. So, like you said, it's from Juan. This seems to me like Juan wanted to do something different, and they were like, "Okay, do this." And because he gave them $1 billion film, I guess he has. He has kind of the right to do whatever he wants. So, but I'm interested to see how it plays out. Like I said, it's a crazy trailer, guys. If you haven't seen it yet, definitely check it out. But I definitely think this is something that is going to be controversial. And
everything is controversial,
right? And I'm with you. I'm kind of waiting to see how it's going to be. Is it going to be more for kids, or like is it going to be kind of like SpongeBob SquarePants, where the joke it's for kids, but
that's a good call.
They miss the jokes where if an adult's watching it, we get them.
Yeah,
right.
It says at the end of the trailer, it says the animated trilogy. So I don't know if it's like a 3-episode special or what really, but it comes out on October 14th.
Yes,
and that's not far away. And I can't believe I'm excited for this just ridiculous Aquaman animated show. I don't think we've gotten a real Aquaman animated show since the one from the 60s. I know, we got Outrageous and Brave and the Bold, and he appeared in Justice League Unlimited a few times, but this is kind of cool.
Yeah, there's that Throne of Atlantis movie too.
They've made a couple Aquaman movies, yeah. But like, you know,
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about TV shows. But
Yeah. You're right. So guys, again, check out the trailer. It's on YouTube anywhere you want to see.
That Lego Aquaman movie, by the way, is pretty funny. I'm not gonna lie.
All right, there you go, guys. You have another plug for.
I mentioned the Flash one earlier. The Lego, all those Lego DC movies crack me up, even though they're for kids.
We're all big kids anyway. So, if like Pete said, it premieres October 14th. Guys, check that one out. We also got a trailer for the animated Injustice movie that is coming out soon. This one already, the response to it is controversial as well. It's, again, if you know the games or if you've read the comics that went along with the games, you know the storyline behind it. And this is an adaptation of that. Once again, it's the evil Superman storyline. Lois gets killed and, you know, Joker killed her. And then you have this whole thing that breaks out from there. I loved the game when I first played it. Like, I loved the game. I loved the story. I thought it was different. But time has gone on and we've gotten a lot of different interpretations of the evil Superman. So
I'm over bad Superman, man.
Right. So I understand people who might be a little trepidatious about this one coming out. But again, as someone who loved the games, I'm interested to see how they do a movie like this. So what about you, Pete? What do you think?
I love the games. I like the game. Here's the thing. I like the games because they're DC superhero fight movies, right? I didn't really care about the story. I think Tom Taylor did a really good job in the Injustice comic. I'll check this out. I'm not big on the character designs. I don't like the Batman design. I think the Joker looks like a weird hunchback version of Ledger. I like Superman's design in the movie more than I did in the game. You know, I'm just over this whole bad Superman thing. I feel like it's totally run its course, and I feel like they're kind of late in cashing this in.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Between everything that Snyder was doing, and then you know, Superman and Lois, like they teased it for a little bit.
Yep.
I'm just done, man. Like I want to see him do Truth, Justice, the American Way. I want to see him save cats out of trees. Like, I guess if you want to call me a gatekeeper, I'm a gatekeeper. I'm sorry, but like that's what I want out of a Superman film. Anything really.
I don't think it's being a gatekeeper to say give your preference of what you like. It's a gatekeeping to say that's the only way it should be, and it shouldn't be any other way.
Right. But I appreciate it. Like I appreciate the efforts here, but you know, I don't know. I didn't like the Batman voice, and everyone knows like how critical I can be on Jensen Ackles for his Batman voice, and as well as Commissioner Gordon, who what's his name, McKenzie. He did Batman in year one.
Yep. So
I'll check it out. I'm also not a huge fan of Wonder Woman wearing pants. Like I prefer her battle skirt. I just do. The design aesthetically. It's just kind of.
All right, that might be a little bit much, but hey, again, it's what your preference is. So
I don't know.
And Justin Hartley's doing Batman, right?
I forget who it was.
Voice? I think it's Justin Hartley. So, if you don't know, he's the guy. One of the cast members on This Is Us. So maybe that'll bring more people to watch it.
I'm all about Sterling K. Brown.
Yeah, he's great on that show too. So, but yeah, I'm interested in it because I want to see how they're adapting the story from, if they're going to make any changes to it, or is it a direct adaptation? I'm not sure.
Anson Mount is Batman.
Okay, Anson Mount's Batman.
Hartley is Superman.
Okay. All right. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But
it's a huge ensemble. There are a lot of people here.
Yes.
Like it is a huge ensemble cast, and
yes.
You know, again, I'll check it out and I'll judge it for myself because it may very well be a really entertaining movie. But like I feel like I've played 2 games. I've read how many volumes of the Let me look to my left here. I got 3 volumes of Injustice on my bookshelf, so I don't even think I've read all of it, but it's okay. I'll give it a shot. I know some people love it, so I'm happy that you're getting it.
Yeah, like I said, I like the story. I agree with you though. This could have come out a couple years ago, I think, and it would have been probably more.
You think it would have came out like? I feel like you kind of would ride the hype of Injustice 2. Like, oh, here's the animated movie here's the sequel to the game and the animated movie that you should have had like a couple years ago. I don't know. Like I feel like I said, I just feel like they missed the boat. Like, why is all this stuff coming out now?
It would have been, and it's going to be, if they do the second one, that'll be a cool story, a cooler story as well. I think so. We'll see how that works out. But
who's your favorite character in Injustice 2? Because that's the latest one.
Wow, I actually was playing it not that long ago. I think it's cool that they have the Leto's Joker in it.
Yes, they do.
I thought that was cool when I was playing it. I thought that part was all right.
He's not one of my favorite characters in the game, though.
No. I always like Green Arrow.
That's a good call. I lean towards Flash and Harley. Those are the characters I use a lot.
Yeah, Harley.
Blue Beetle's a lot of fun, though. I love Blue Beetle. I love playing Blue Beetle.
It'll be Firestorm. There's a lot of cool characters.
Yeah, and you could do the variant where Flash. You can get Jay Garrick, and with Captain Cold, you can do Mr. Freeze. He's got a different skin.
And you can get the Ninja Turtles. Like, there's a bunch.
Yeah.
The game was a lot of fun. There's a bunch of different characters. Yeah,
but I'll be brutally honest. I don't play the game for the story, so the fact that they're making an animated movie from that game is interesting to me. Like, it's like, well, I don't know if you're going to make this one goes out to Ryan Haas. If you're going to make a movie out of a video game, I want to see a real Warner Brothers, Super Mario Brothers movie.
That would be a cool one to redo.
I think it's time.
Cool. Yeah, I think it would be cool to redo it. Especially since how the Mario world has grown since then. There's a lot of different ways you can.
I'm old enough to play Mario. So. I think I could play a good Mario.
All right, you heard it first here, guys.
I'm round enough. I'll shave the beard. I'll keep the mustache. I think I could be Mario.
What about your brother as Luigi? We could do that.
He's not thin enough. He's tall enough. He's not thin enough.
That's what we get him on a diet. That's it. We'll get him on a diet. Be perfect. Have you guys, Mario and Luigi. Love it. So, okay, moving right along. I said we'll do Matrix last. So another trailer we got was for Disney Plus and Marvel's next series. And this, of course, I'm talking about Hawkeye. Mm-hmm. Now, it starts streaming on November 24th, which I believe is the Friday after Thanksgiving. I'm not sure. Or before. I'm not sure. But it's coming out, obviously, in November. The trailer's theme... they picked the song Andy Williams, It's the Most Wonderful Time of the Year as the theme as the song for the trailer. I'm going to say what I said on Twitter about this. I like the character. I'm a big fan of Hawkeye, Jeremy Renner. I like Haley Steinfeld. I think it could be a very good show. I don't know what the trailer was trying to get me to watch. Like, some of it is very, very jokey Marvel, ha ha ha. Some of it is very, very serious. I'm still not sure what is supposed to happen. It didn't give me much story, like marks to the story, like say, okay, I can't wait to see how that happens. It was kind of like a series of one shots, and they just threw it together and said, okay, here's the trailer. So for me, the trailer didn't do much. I'm still gonna watch the show again. I like Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld a lot, so I'm interested to see their work. But as far as a trailer goes, of all the stuff Marvel has done, this one is probably my least favorite. And that's it. So, Pete, what did you think? This
thing worked for me. I was all about this. I'm watching this and I'm getting vibes of like planes, trains, and automobiles and Jingle All the Way. And it's just that Christmassy type atmosphere where like dad's trying to do right by the kids, but he can't seem to do it and he's going to fail. But but in the end, he'll come through. And that's the one thing that the MCU does really well is they pick an angle for certain things, like Winter Soldier's that like espionage film. The Spider-Man movies have tried to be that John Hughes type film, and this seems to be kind of like I said, Jingle All the Way or Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. And I was like, man, this looks a lot of fun for me. I'm really excited. The whole maybe passing the torch of Hawkeye to the new Hawkeye. I've never read the book, so right. I don't know how this goes, and that's probably why I'm so interested because I don't know. Whereas like something like Injustice, I'm like, I've played the games, I've read the books, I know what's going to happen here. This is totally fresh, I love Renner. He was great in The Town. I love him in The Town. That's like my favorite Renner movie, but he's been great as Hawkeye and. Even with all the tattoos and the weird haircuts they've given him as of late and the random family, I'm really interested in seeing what this does and where this goes. And just how it plays into the whole holiday motif. I'm kind of interested. So I think it worked for me.
Well, that's good. It's good that we have different takes on this. Again, I was always going to watch it because they have that cachet with me that when they do something, I'm at least going to give it a try. So yeah, I would watch it. But I don't know. Maybe I missed the trailer. I've watched it a few times because I'm like, maybe I missed something, but it just didn't resonate with me. Again, I do agree with you, though. It's got that holiday movie feel to it. Maybe even a little bit of Die Hard because of the content. That's
a good call. Good call.
A little bit of that, but. Again, I'm going to give it a watch. I'll definitely give it. And maybe we'll get another little teaser before it comes out that clears some things up for me. But I love that. And that's one of my favorite Christmas songs. The Andy Williams, it's the most wonderful time of the year. So,
it's great.
Yeah, that part was cool. It definitely let me know, okay, this is going to be happening around Christmas time. So if that's the goal for that, then that worked for me. So, guys, again, starts November 24th. Check that out, of course, on Disney+. Lastly, with the trailers, was the Matrix 4 trailer. Now, just what I said about Hawkeye not working for me, this one really worked for me. But I'll let you go first and to say your thoughts on the Matrix 4 trailer.
I love anything Keanu Reeves. Like, the man is just a gift from God. I'm really into this. I can't wait. It's been a long. It just brings back a lot of great memories of like my junior year of high school. Those two Revolutions and Reloaded came out. I forget which order because I always get them confused. But it was a big deal. They came out within months of each other. And the second one, I can't remember the name of it, but the second one's Reloaded. Reloaded's my favorite because of the action stuff. I know the first one's the better movie, but I do really love Reloaded a lot. And I'm excited. I am bummed that both Wachowskis did not return. I don't know. I think I forget which one. I know Lana directed this one. I can't remember the other one, the other Wachowski's name at the moment. But I believe they have another project they're working on. So it's kind of bummed out that they're both not together because I think creatively they're an unstoppable force. But this looks just as good as anything we've seen from them in a long time. Just visually, it just lines up. The music was great. I mean, just to see all that green was a pleasure. And then just everything in that Matrix world, and then them popping in and out of mirrors and carrying Moss. And I mean, Yaha, I love Yaha. He's fantastic. I've loved him. I think the only person who doesn't like him is Rick Shu for whatever reason. So I've loved Yaha. I mean, Aquaman, the Watchmen, Candyman, the guy's on fire right now. He's unstoppable. So I'm excited. I will be a little bummed out if he's the new Morpheus. I will miss Lawrence Fishburne if he doesn't come back. I will say that, Lawrence Fishburne was a big part of that. If he doesn't come back in some capacity, but because it's the Matrix, anything can happen. I'm just, I'm excited. I can't wait. And a Matrix movie it's something special, man. And a lot of people, I feel like the younger generation doesn't really get that. They did a lot of things with special effects that really influenced a lot of directors today. They were one of the pioneers of that slow motion shot. And, they did a lot of really just brilliant things in that first movie alone. So really excited. I can't wait to see it. It's going to be in theaters and on HBO Max, but this is definitely a movie that needs to be seen on the big screen.
Right. I'm wondering how much of the new technology they leaned into the film. Obviously, the trailer doesn't give us much of that. We'll have to watch the movie to see it. But you're right. I echo everything you said about the trailer. I'm not sure I know exactly what's going on, but I just know that it piqued my interest enough that I definitely want to watch it. Like you said, the moment between him and Trinity was very, very good. It brings you in. It brings the old fans of the first trilogy in. It's just Keanu is obviously older, but still very, very much Neo. He's still the conflicted guy we saw in the first film. So it's kind of interesting to see how they're going to go back. You mentioned Yaha or
I believe it's pronounced Yaya.
Yeah, Yaya. You mentioned Yaya. The only thing I don't love him in, ironically enough, is Aquaman, but everything else I've seen him in, I thought he was excellent. So yeah, this trailer did a lot for me because I was one of the people who was like, it'd be cool to see, but I'm not sure we need this movie. And
then you see the trailer and you're like, no, I need this.
Right, exactly. Now I'm like, yeah, you know what? I really want to see this now. That's something I definitely need to watch. So I don't know. It was a period in time for me when the first one came out. I think I was just graduating college. So yeah, it was very, very much a time in my life when I was in that space where kind of like, all right, I graduated. What do I do now in life? And this movie was just kind of very cool and a good distraction. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I can't wait for it to come out. Like you said, it's in theaters and HBO Max, but I'm definitely going to the movies to see this.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going to watch this on my TV.
Hopefully in IMAX, if they have an IMAX. Because, again, there's scenes of them jumping off buildings and stuff, and in IMAX, that probably looks incredible. So I'm hoping that it was shot that way, and I'll definitely pay the extra money to go see that.
I guarantee you I will leave. If I like this movie as much as I think I will, I'll leave the movie theater, come home, and then watch it on HBO. It's gonna be like one of those. Like I gotta watch this again. It was so good.
Yeah.
I can see that happening.
The other movie I'd done that with, and obviously it wasn't streaming or anything, but was The Dark Knight. I saw The Dark Knight during the day, and then I liked it so much I went and watched it that night again at another theater. So if it has that kind of a pull for me, then you're right. I'll come home and I'll watch it again. So. All right, guys. Again, The Matrix 4 is coming out when? Hold on. Check.
Let's see. December 22nd.
December 22nd. So Christmas. It's a Christmas release. You know, Christmas releases are always big time films. So this one hasn't been moved. Yeah.
Thanks to Star Wars.
Yep. And this one hasn't been moved. So there you go. So definitely looking forward to that. All right, so we're going to end our last segment today is going to be on what tomorrow is. We are recording this on September 17th, 2021. And tomorrow is September 18th, 2021, and is also known as Batman Day. So as you know, every year since 2014, I believe it is, we've had a Batman Day. The original one was created to coincide with, I think, Comic-Con or some con. It wasn't Comic-Con, but it was a different con. And it's been going ever since. Obviously, on Batman Day, usually comic book stores have deals on comics. If you search online, you can find a bunch of different things to do on Batman Day. So, Pete, tomorrow, are you going to be buying any new comics? Are you going to be watching movies? Are you going to?
I'll head down to the comic shop. I'll pick up some Batman stuff. I'll pick up a couple back issues or something. I won't go too crazy, but I'll definitely pick up something on Batman Day to support the old Dark Knight. What movie to watch? Oh, geez, I haven't. All this Penguin talk, I might just pop in Batman Returns. I don't know.
There you go.
I mean, you can't go wrong with any of them. So who knows? Maybe watch some Beware the Batman. I haven't watched that in a little bit, but I will definitely do something to coincide with my favorite holiday of the year.
All right, so I found some interesting numbers about Batman and Bruce Wayne. I'm just gonna ask you a couple questions and see if you can give me the answers. We'll play a little bit of a game here.
Oh, this brings me back to what are you?
This is not what are you. All right, so do you know Bruce Wayne's net worth?
Oh, let's say $6 billion.
Close. $7 billion.
Oh, okay. I was not that far.
Batman obviously is a very learned character. He knows a lot of different languages. Do you know how many languages he speaks?
8.
40.
Wow. How does he know all that?
I don't know. I just found out, and here we go. So, how many times has Batman defeated Darkseid?
Oh, wow. Well, 3?
Close again. Two times.
Does it list you the outside of Batman Superman Apocalypse?
No, it doesn't say the other one. It's the only one I knew too. So.
Okay.
That was the other one I knew, so I was like, all right, what's the other one? But as we know, Kevin Conroy has voiced the Batman many times. You know what number of series he's actually voiced the Batman?
Oh. See, that's tricky because do they count Justice League Unlimited as a new series?
Well, I think you're looking for the number of times actually that he's done it. So it could be animated films, it could be video games, it could be
15,
31.
Wow!
Yeah.
Wow! Jeez.
Yeah. All right, this one is probably very easy for you. It's easy for any Batman fan, but I'm gonna get it wrong. Which issue number of Detective did he first appear in?
Oh, 27.
There you go. A very, very easy one. And how about Robin? Which is the first issue Robin appeared in?
Oh, I know this. God damn it, I hate you. Oh man. Oh, what is this? I know this. God damn it. I read this not too long ago. I don't remember. Just tell me. I can't. It's on the tip of my tongue.
Number 38.
That's Batman 38, right?
Detective
38? Okay.
Yeah. And the last...
It's about 10 issues after, yeah.
The last question I'll give you is, how many episodes did the 66 TV show run for?
Oh, that's tough. Because season 3 is pretty big. 60.
120 episodes.
Wow. Jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, so that was just a little...
I didn't think it was on that many times. Wow.
I didn't either, but
That's a lot for 3 seasons.
I do know a couple of the seasons were super long.
Season 3 was really long. Season 1, I think, was really short.
Yep. So, I don't know. And back then, shows ran all year long. They didn't have seasons like they do now. So
really?
They didn't have specific seasons. Like now, pretty much is September to May, right? Like that's the time.
And then if you're a CW show, you get a month off.
Yeah. So it was just a couple of interesting little questions I wanted to that I found. I'm like, oh, let's see what Pete.
Don't let J.O. Leva listen to this episode. He's going to take away my back card.
We'll try and block it from him. So a couple other things to mention about Batman Day. For us who live in New York, the Empire State Building always glows yellow. They always turn the lights on top of the Empire State Building to yellow, so look out for that. Usually a number of cities around the world have a bat signal that goes up.
I haven't heard about that this year.
So it's supposed to be...
It's always like New York, LA, and like San Antonio?
It's been Paris, Berlin, Tokyo, New York, LA. I think those are the ones that I saw. So that's another little cool thing that's going around. Of course, what I'm going to do tomorrow is I have family visiting, but I'm going to try and I'll probably wake up and watch a little bit of the 66 show that's on IFC. They run it every Saturday morning, so maybe I'll watch a little bit of that in the morning. And if I have time later in the day, maybe I'll throw in one of the films. Maybe even Returns, like you said. I haven't watched it in a while, so maybe I'll give that a watch. If you guys listen to this, if you guys want to let us know, this will probably be after tomorrow. So if you guys want to let us know what you did on Batman Day, that'd be cool to hear. So you can obviously tweet us about it or hit us up on the Facebook page. Let us know what you did for Batman Day. And just for future reference, Batman Day next year is September 17th. So today's date, but next year, Saturday, September 17th. It's always a Saturday. So there we go.
All right. Sounds good.
Yeah, man. So I believe that's all we got for them today, Pete. Unless there's anything else you want to throw in here.
No, sounds good to me.
Yeah. All right. So let them know what's going on with you, Pete, and all your social media and everything you're appearing, because it's a lot of places. You can follow me on social media. It's Twitter, Instagram, and Zack Snyder's favorite video at Pete Illustrated. You can follow this podcast that you're listening to right now at straight_O_G. That's Straight Outta Gotham on both Instagram and Twitter. Make sure you follow our Facebook page. Make sure you join our Facebook group. Check out at Team Yellow Oval on Twitter as we just celebrate the return of the Yellow Oval in Andy Muschietti's Flash movie. Follow podcast number 2, the Italian SpiderMan Coalition podcast that I co-host with Nico Caruso and his father, Nick Caruso. That is Italians for Spidey on Twitter. You could find that on the Vigilante 1939 podcast feed. Check out my reviews of comic books, animated movies, toys, and all that jazz on Batman on Film proper, batmanonfilm.com. Check out Batman on Film YouTube for my video interviews with legends Tara Strong, Kevin Conroy, Michael Uslan, James Tucker, Sam Liu, and all those great people over there. So I think that covers everything. I believe it does, man. I believe it does. As for me, as you guys know, you can check me out on Twitter at Finally33, spelled Finale33. Also the same on Instagram. As Pete mentioned, hit up the show on Facebook, both our group and our page. If you want to be in the group, just click on the button to be invited, and we will check you out and see if you qualify, which probably means you do, so it's okay. You guys can also check out my reviews of DC's Titans on batmanonfilm.com. We are up to episode, I keep forgetting, I think it's 7 or 8. 6 or 7. I don't know. But all of them are there, and the new one will be up probably tomorrow. I apologize for slacking on that, but it'll probably be up tomorrow. So check that out there. And I think that's it. I think that's all I have to say. I think that's it too. All right. All right, guys. So again, and hope you all enjoy Batman Day, because everyone who listens to us, we know, loves Batman. So enjoy your Batman Day. Watch shows, bake Batman cookies, do a bunch of fun stuff. Just enjoy Batman and the character that has meant so much to all of our lives. So for Pete Vera, I'm Eric Holzman. You are listening to Straight Outta Gotham, and we'll see you next time.
Booyah.